At midday, the NSE All Share Index was virtually unchanged at 29,858 points. And standing by at the Nigerian Stock Exchange to review the trading day is Jide Sholanke, Research and Strategy Analyst at FSD Merchant Bank. Jide, thank you very much for joining us today. Of course, the biggest story today will be that Owando's review of its rights price, and then of course we know that rights issue closes today. Let's focus on Owando a little bit and your thoughts about that rights issue. How successful do you think this could be?
Well, you know the nature of rights. Rights ordinarily are meant for the existing shareholders of the company, and the implication is that the existing shareholders of the company, being members of the company, will support the management in executing, help to execute the growth plan that the management have put forward as explained in the right document. I wouldn't like to speculate on how successful that right will be, of course, because we get the result of what it will. Of how successful it is from SEC by the time we see the allotment and the success rate. But however, the market has been depressed, and it appears as if the only viable ways for companies to raise money is via the rights issue. As I said, it's meant for existing shareholders who should believe in the company, not the existing shareholders.
Right. But of course, a trend that we are seeing in the market right now, we spoke about it earlier today, is the fact that rights issues are now being priced above the market price. And of course, that's an interesting dynamic. Let's focus on the market price right now. Look at a company like Access Bank, for instance. Do you think that we're going to see a rally in the share price so that it meets up with the rights price?
Even before yesterday, yesterday the management of Access Bank actually met with analysts in the industry to give reasons, behind the price. Why the price of one of the explanations that needed to be explained to us was the reason why Access Bank rights issue should be higher than the existing current market share price. And if you notice that the trend in terms of the volume traded for Access Bank has been significant in recent time, at least in the past 1 week, which shows that clearly when you have a situation whereby the rights issue price is higher than the existing market price, it's only rational for any rational investor to go purchase the shares in the market and not lose its shareholding, and rather than buy at an expensive price, which is the rights issue price. But an interesting takeaway from the meeting with the management of Access Bank was that because of the depression in the market, because of significant externalities that has impacted the market performance, there was no reason why the Access Bank management did not see any reason that they should actually sell that right at below net book value, because the argument is that the net book value is what the right issue price is, and they do not feel that they should actually offer the price at market prices, given the factors driving the share price, which are clearly beyond the company's fundamentals. So that's the two take. Well, a rational person will always want to buy. Should buy the right from the market rather than buying the right because of the price. But looking from the perspective of the management, they did not see the reason why they should price themselves down, because market price is a signal. It's a signal, to both investors and management of the company. And again, they give a commitment that they have no doubt that the right to be successful, but they're getting firm commitment from significant shareholders of Access Bank that will take up their rights. Right.
I guess the rights issue really just tells you what the company thinks it should be worth, and of course the market is saying something else right now, given the issues that Nigeria is struggling with respect to the oil price and the Naira. I think a lot of people waiting on the sidelines. But let's move on and let's talk a bit about Seplat. Of course, Seplat has been in the news recently, and everyone expecting an announcement with respect to its interest in Afren, and that acquisition perhaps would go through. And your thoughts about what that deal could do for Seplat?
Well, clearly that deal, if it pulls through, just two companies, Seplat and Afren, some of the biggest local players we have in the upstream sector of the oil industry. Of course, once it goes through, what we have is a bigger entity that's able to use economies of scale to achieve, significant improvement in earnings. Having said all of that, and if you try to look at what are the factors that would justify an increased earnings stream to the future that will kind of benefit existing shareholders and form some kind of attraction to prospective shareholders. Oil price. What oil price is doing right now. We believe that the company will get a significant hit from the current oil price movement. I do not know. We've not spoken to them in recent times to see whether that some kind of hedging, some kind of contract that guarantees some kind of cash flow in terms of some contracts that guarantees, against the volatility in the oil price. But, having said all of that, of course, oil price is volatile. We all see it, around $65 to $70 before the end of the year. But beyond that, the nature of the commodities is a very volatile commodity. But by and large, that combination of the business of the two companies, Afrin and Seplat, will create a big player that is increasingly becoming able, to compete with the majors, that's international oil companies as we move on.
Yeah,
I think it's good for the oil industry.
Well, we'll see if that deal moves along as many people are proposing. Okay, Jide, very quickly, if you can, your thoughts about where this market goes just before the elections, just less than 3 weeks now. Do you think we're going to close higher than we are right now, or do you think the market will probably fall back?
What I see is significant. What I see is some level of appreciation in the index and some level of depreciation. The market is clearly a speculator's market right now. In terms of you're looking at that horizon which you're looking at in terms of before the election, which is about 2 weeks, after the election, or in 2 weeks, in 1 week's time, that's on the horizon of a speculator. But I would maintain the fact that the market is significantly underpriced for certain sectors, for certain stocks. And if you are bullish and if you're confident about Nigerian economy in the long run, these prices are very attractive. You should get into them. Along the way, you will be smiling to the banks.
Right, so if you bet on Nigeria and you're right, you win in this market. Thank you so much, Babajide Solanke, Research and Strategy Analyst at FSDH Merchant Bank.